Have you ever been in a situation where you know the word you want, but just can't put it into a natural English sentence? Like your conversation feels awkward, even though you're trying so hard.
Yes, that exact feeling when the words just don't flow and you end up sounding robotic or too formal. It's really frustrating for learners wanting to sound natural in daily life.
Today, we're going to fix that. We'll talk about easy, everyday English conversation skills that can make you sound confident and natural. No more memorized phrases that don't fit real situations.
Right, and many learners make simple mistakes like using formal or textbook expressions in casual talks. So, if you feel stuck or confused about how to start and keep a natural conversation going, this episode is for you.
By the end of our chat, you'll learn practical tips and expressions that will completely transform how you speak English every day. Ready to make your English sound as smooth as a native speaker's?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Welcome back to my channel, Mr. English Studio.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here again with you all.
James, I always enjoy our chats because they feel so real. How have you been? Any funny language moments recently?
Oh, yes. Just yesterday, I was helping a friend order coffee. He wanted a big cup, but said, I want a large big cup. I had to gently say, you can just say large or big, not both. Simple things like that, but it changes how natural we sound.
That's a classic. Sometimes learners think more words mean better English, but it's really about choosing the right words and using them naturally.
So true. And today we'll start with simple daily conversation starters and how to keep them flowing. Let's look at common situations like meeting someone new or chatting about your day.
Perfect. I'll throw in questions for the audience too, so everyone can practice with us.
Great. So, James, when you meet someone new, what's your favorite way to start the conversation in English?
I like something easy and friendly, like, "Hi, how's your day going? How about you?"
Me too. It's casual and invites the other person to share something. But learners often say, how you do, which sounds odd because it's missing the helping verb, are.
Yes, that's a common mistake. The correct question is, "How are you?" or "How's your day going?" It's small things like that that make a big difference.
Exactly. Okay, let's practice this with our audience. Repeat after me. Hi, how's your day going?
And now this one, "How are you today?"
Remember to keep your tone relaxed and friendly, not too stiff.
Now, a follow-up question can keep the conversation alive. For example, if someone says, "I'm good," you could ask, "What did you do today?" What do you think, Emily?
That's perfect. Asking about activities encourages sharing. But sometimes learners get stuck and say, you do what today? Which sounds confusing.
Right. We form questions by switching the order. So it's, "What did you do today?" with did near the start.
Let's do another practice. What did you do today?
Great. And if the answer is short like, "I worked," you can add, "Oh, that sounds busy. What kind of work do you do?"
Exactly. Showing interest keeps things natural. Here's a tip for listeners. People love talking about themselves, so ask open questions.
And don't worry about making mistakes. It's part of learning. When you say something wrong, the other person often understands and helps you naturally.
So true. Here's a fun question for our listeners. Which of these questions do you use in your daily conversations? Let us know.
Now, before we go deeper, here's a quick reminder. The most important part of today's discussion, the tricky but essential phrases for smooth conversation, will be at the end of this video. Don't miss it.
Stay tuned because we'll share the secret tips to sound really natural in just a moment.
So let's sum up what we've covered so far. Start with simple greetings like, "Hi, how's your day going?" Use correct question forms and always ask follow-up questions to keep things flowing.
And practice speaking with friends or even by yourself in front of a mirror. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
That's right. We hope you're ready to practice and feel more confident.
We'll be back shortly with more easy English conversation tips you can use every day.
Until then, try these phrases and see how they feel in your next chat.
Welcome back to Chapter 2. Last time, we mastered simple greetings and follow-up questions to keep conversations flowing naturally. Emily, what's next on our list for easy English conversation practice?
Next, let's talk about expressing feelings and opinions in everyday talks. This helps your conversations sound more personal and warm, not just facts and questions.
That's so important. When we share how we feel or what we think, it builds connection. But many learners struggle with this because they aren't sure how to say their emotions simply and naturally.
Exactly. For example, instead of saying, I feel very happy, learners often say, I have very happiness, which is incorrect. The right way is, I feel happy or I'm very happy.
Great point. And sometimes learners say, I am agree, but the correct form is just I agree. No am needed.
Little things like that can change how natural you sound. Let's start with some simple feelings words everyone should know. Happy, sad, tired, excited, and worried. Okay, repeat after me slowly.
I feel happy.
I feel tired.
I feel excited.
Now, James, what about opinions? How do you say you like or don't like something naturally?
I usually say, I like coffee or I don't like traffic. Simple and clear.
Right. And learners sometimes say, I know like traffic, but we always put don't before the verb when making negatives. I don't like.
Good tip. For practice, let's ask our listeners, what's something you really like or dislike? Can you say it in English now?
And if someone wants to be a bit softer or polite, they can say, I don't really like, or I kind of like. These make your language sound more natural and less direct.
Let's try that. I don't really like cold weather. Your turn, Emily.
I kind of like watching movies.
Perfect. Changing the tone a little with small words can make a big difference in daily conversations.
Now, here's a quick trick to describe how you feel about something. Use it's plus adjective, like it's interesting or it's boring.
That's super useful. For example, it's cold today, or it's fun to learn English.
And learners sometimes say it are cold, but remember, it's is the correct form we use for it is.
Let's practice this one too. It's amazing.
It's difficult.
It's easy.
Now, let's try putting this all together. I'll start a sentence and you repeat and finish it, James.
Sounds fun.
I feel.
I feel happy.
I don't.
I don't like loud noises.
It's.
It's exciting.
Awesome. Keep practicing these small sentences. They will help you express yourself naturally with fewer words.
Before we move on, remember the most useful part of today's The Tricky but Essential Natural English Phrases is still coming up at the end. Stay tuned.
Yes, don't miss those key tips that will help you sound truly fluent.
So far we've talked about greetings, asking simple questions, and now expressing feelings and opinions. What do you think, Emily? Why is expressing feelings important in daily English conversations?
Because it shows that you're not just talking, you're connecting. People appreciate when you share how you feel because it makes the conversation more real and interesting.
Absolutely. And for our viewers, practicing these expressions can help turn your English from basic to confident and relatable.
Let's ask again, which feeling or opinion phrase do you want to try using in your next conversation?
Give it a try today, and don't worry about mistakes. Speaking regularly is the key.
And remember, listening and repeating out loud every day makes a huge difference.
Well, that's all from us for Chapter 2. Ready for the next part soon?
I can't wait. More fun and easy English ahead.
Welcome back to Chapter 3. So far, we've covered greetings, asking questions, and expressing feelings and opinions. Emily, what's the next skill for easy daily English conversations?
Next, let's focus on how to share information about your daily activities naturally. Talking about your routine or recent experiences is something everyone does, so it's very useful.
Yes, and many learners struggle here because they get confused by verb tenses or vocabulary. But don't worry, we'll explain everything step by step.
Let's start with a simple question people often ask. What did you do today? Learners sometimes say, what you did today, which doesn't sound natural.
That's right. The correct form is what did you do today, because we use did for past tense questions.
Now, when answering, we can say, I worked, I went to the store, or I studied English. These are simple past tense verbs to talk about completed actions.
Let's practice a few. Repeat after me. I went to the supermarket.
I watched a movie.
I cooked dinner.
Great. To make it more interesting, you can add and then to show things you did in order. For example, I went to the supermarket and then cooked dinner.
That sounds very natural. Learners sometimes say, I went to supermarket then cooked dinner, without and, which sounds a bit rushed.
Yes, and then helps the sentence flow smoothly. Now, here's an idea. Let's try to ask and answer questions between us and practice for the audience.
Emily, what did you do yesterday?
I practiced speaking English and then read a book. How about you?
I visited a park and then met a friend for coffee.
Perfect examples. Here's a question for our listeners. Can you tell us about your day using and then to connect your actions?
It's easier than you think once you get the hang of it.
Also, it's important to use time words like yesterday or this morning or last night. They help your listener understand when things happened.
Yes, for example, yesterday I watched a movie, or this morning I ate breakfast. Let's practice these phrases.
Repeat after me. Yesterday, I went to the gym.
This morning I had breakfast.
Last night, I studied English.
Using these words will make your stories clearer and more interesting.
Now, a quick reminder. At the end of this chapter, we'll share the most important tips about how to connect your ideas naturally in conversation. So keep listening.
Good reminder. So, summarizing today's chapter, use correct question forms for talking about daily activities, connect actions with and then, and use time expressions to add detail.
Keep practicing these, and your stories will sound much more natural and engaging.
Before we finish this part, here's a fun question. What activity will you tell someone about today? Practice saying it now.
That's right. Try to say a full sentence out loud. Like, yesterday, I went to the park and then cooked dinner.
Don't be shy. Speaking out loud is the best way to improve.
Well, that's it for Chapter 3. Are you ready for more?
We have some great tips coming up in the next chapter to make your English sound even smoother. Welcome back to Chapter 4. So far, we've practiced greetings, sharing feelings and opinions, and talking about daily activities. Emily, what's our next step towards natural English conversations?
Next, we're going to explore how to agree, disagree, and politely express your thoughts. These skills make your conversations more real and respectful, just like native speakers do.
Yes, because nobody agrees or disagrees all the time exactly the same way. Knowing different phrases lets you join conversations naturally without sounding rude or too direct.
Let's start with simple agreement phrases. When you agree fully, you can say, I agree, or that's true. Learners often say, I am agree, but remember, agree is a verb without am.
Right. Another way is to say, exactly, or that's a good point. These show you're listening and understand the other person.
Now, what if you want to politely disagree? You could say, I see your point, but, or I'm not sure I agree. These soften your disagreement so it doesn't sound harsh.
Learners sometimes say, you're wrong, which can feel rude. Using softer phrases keeps conversations friendly.
Let's practice some of these together. Repeat after me. I agree.
That's true.
I see your point, but...
I'm not sure I agree.
Now, imagine you're in a conversation. Someone says, I think winter is the best season. You could reply, I agree, but I also like summer because it's warm.
Exactly. Adding your own opinion after agreeing or disagreeing makes the talk more interesting.
Here's a little tip. Use but or although to connect ideas gently. For example, I like coffee, but I don't like tea.
Good one. Learners sometimes say, I like coffee, but I no like tea, which isn't correct. We need don't for negatives.
Another useful phrase is kind of or sort of to show a little agreement or uncertainty, like I kind of agree or I'm sort of tired today.
These small phrases help conversations sound natural and less black and white.
Let's do a quick practice. I kind of agree.
I'm sort of busy this week.
Great. Now, here's a question for our listeners. Which phrase would you use to politely disagree in a conversation?
Give it a try next time someone shares an opinion with you.
Remember, being polite and clear helps you sound thoughtful and respectful.
Before we finish this chapter, a quick reminder, the most important or difficult part of today's discussion, how to connect your thoughts smoothly, will be covered at the end of the video. Don't miss it.
Yes, that final part will help you sound truly fluent and confident.
So, to review this chapter, use phrases to agree and disagree politely, connect ideas with but or although, and add softeners like kind of to sound natural.
Keep practicing these, and your conversations will feel friendly and flowing.
Ready to hear the key tips in the last chapter?
We're almost there. Stay tuned for the best part.
Welcome to the final chapter, Chapter 5. We've covered greetings, sharing feelings, talking about daily activities, and agreeing or disagreeing politely.
Now, let's unlock the secrets in making your conversations flow smoothly and naturally.
Exactly. One of the best ways to do this is by using linking words and phrases that show time, contrast, cause, and result. For example, words like so, because, then, however, and therefore.
These words help you join sentences and thoughts naturally. Instead of saying two short, separate sentences, you create a smooth flow. Let's try some examples.
For cause and effect, I was tired, so I went to bed early. Repeat after me. I was tired, so I went to bed early.
Another one for contrast. I like coffee, however, I don't like drinking it late. Your turn. I like coffee, however, I don't like drinking it late.
And for time sequence, first I studied English, then I went for a walk. Now you try. First I studied English, then I went for a walk.
Using these linking words makes your speech sound more natural and clear. Learners often skip them, which makes their sentences sound choppy.
Now here's a tip to sound even more fluent. Use filler words like, well, actually, and like. They give you a little thinking time and soften your message.
For example, well, I think the movie was great. Or, actually, I prefer tea over coffee.
These words don't change the meaning, but make your speech feel more casual and natural.
Let's practice some filler phrases. Repeat after me. Well, that's interesting.
I didn't expect that.
Actually, I'm not sure.
Now, to encourage conversation, it's good to ask short questions like right or isn't it at the end of sentences.
For example, it's raining today, isn't it? Or, you like music, right?
Adding these helps keep your listener engaged. Let's practice. You like music, right?
It's cold today, isn't it?
Here's a question for our listeners. Which linking words or filler phrases do you think you can use in your next conversation?
Try to add one or two in your speaking this week. It will really help you sound natural.
To wrap everything up, start with simple greetings, express your feelings and opinions, talk about daily activities clearly with time words, agree and disagree politely, and connect your ideas smoothly using linking and filler words.
Practice these steps bit by bit every day. Remember, speaking naturally comes with practice and confidence.
If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks for spending time with us. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you next time.
Bye!